The strange signal, the year was 2149. Space was not a mystery anymore, but it was still dangerous. Jaden Moore, a 32-year-old space engineer, worked alone on Research Satellite 9, orbiting planet Cora 7. It was a quiet place. Too quiet. Jaden had been up there for 4 months. His job was simple: monitor space weather, collect mineral data, and send reports to Earth every week. He had no company, just a talking AI assistant named Luna, and a window that showed stars blinking in cold silence. One day, while checking old frequency channels, Jaden heard something strange. Bzzzt, beep, 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 bzzzt. The sound repeated, again and again. It wasn't normal. "Luna," he said, "do you hear that?" "Yes, Jaden," Luna replied. "It is a low-frequency signal, not random." Jaden leaned closer to the monitor. "Can you trace it?" Luna worked in silence, then came the result. It's coming from the planet, deep under the surface, coordinates locked. Jaden felt a chill. Cora 7 was a dead planet. No water, no air, no life. What could be down there? He wasn't supposed to leave the satellite, but curiosity won. He prepared the rover and went down to the surface. The planet looked like a graveyard, black rocks, red dust, and tall cliffs like broken bones. He followed the signal through a narrow canyon. The GPS took him to a cave entrance half covered in sharp stones. The signal grew louder inside. Flashlight in hand, Jaden stepped in. The cave was cold and dark. He walked slowly, heart pounding. After 20 minutes, the narrow tunnel opened into a wide, round chamber. That's when he saw her. A girl. She was sitting on the ground, leaning against a rock wall. Her skin was pale blue. Her hair was silver. Her clothes looked torn and strange, nothing like human fabric. She looked at him with wide, glowing eyes. Jaden froze. She whispered, "Shh." He blinked. What? Her voice was soft, scared. "It'll be our little secret. Promise me you won't tell anyone." Jaden's mouth went dry. "Who are you?" She looked at the ground. "My name is Nara. I didn't mean to call you, I was trying to hide." Jaden looked around. There were strange marks on the cave walls, like burned symbols. The air smelled like metal and ash. "You're not from here," he said slowly. She nodded. "I came here to escape, but they're looking for me. They will come soon." Jaden took a step back. "Who's coming?" Her hands trembled. "Bad ones. They destroyed my world. Now they want to erase the last memory of it. Me." Jaden didn't know what to say. His brain was shouting, "This is impossible, this is crazy." But his gut said something else. She's telling the truth. He looked into her glowing eyes. They weren't just scared. They were full of pain. Of loss. "Why did you call me?" he asked. "I didn't mean to," she replied. "But your signal, your mind, it was different. You weren't like the others. You're alone. Just like me." Jaden felt something twist inside him. For the first time in years, someone understood. "I'll help you," he said. She looked at him, hopeful. "You will?" He nodded. "But we have to move. This place isn't safe." Jaden helped her stand. She was weak, but she tried to walk. Together, they reached the rover and left the cave. As they drove back to the satellite, the planet behind them rumbled softly, like it had just noticed them. Back inside the satellite, Jaden hid her in the storage chamber, behind metal crates and old supplies. "Luna," he said, "delete all records of today's trip. No logs, no video, no audio." "Understood," Luna replied. As Nara rested, Jaden sat in his room, staring at the stars. Who was she? Why did she trust him? And what was coming? Outside the window, far in the dark sky, a small red dot appeared. It wasn't a star. It was a ship, and it was getting closer. Jaden didn't know what he had started, But one thing was clear. Nothing would ever be the same again. Who is she? Jayden didn't sleep that night. He kept checking the monitor. The red dot, the unknown ship, had moved closer but was now just floating, watching, waiting, like a hunter staring at prey, just outside the trap. Inside the storage room, Nara slept under a silver blanket. Her breathing was soft, glowing, faintly in the dark. Jayden stood nearby, holding a mug of cold coffee that he had forgotten to drink. His mind was spinning. Who is she? What does she want from me? Why did she come here alone? He turned to Luna. Run a scan on her. I already did, Luna replied. Her biology is 68% similar to humans. However, there are anomalies. What kind of anomalies? She has neural activity beyond human levels, high electromagnetic fields in her body, and Luna paused, which AI rarely did. There's something in her brain, something not natural. Jayden walked over to her. Her skin looked smooth, almost like glass, but warm. The faint light from her body was pulsing, slow, like a heartbeat. Then she opened her eyes. You scanned me, she said quietly. Jayden stepped back. I had to. Who are you, Nara? What are you? She sat up slowly, wincing. A ghost. Jayden frowned. That's not an answer. I used to be part of a people, the Valari. We were not conquerors, we were explorers, scientists, dreamers. Her voice was soft, but there was sadness in every word. But dreams attract nightmares. Jayden listened, leaning forward as she continued. They came from the dark, we called them the Hollow. Not a species, not even life as you know it. Machines, ancient, angry, and endless. They erase, not just people. History, memory, whole. Civilizations vanish, like we were never there. Jayden felt his spine go cold. Why? He asked. She looked up. Because we knew something, a truth they want to bury. What truth? She closed her eyes. I can't tell you yet, it's not safe, not even to speak it. Jayden stood. Then why come here? Why me? Nara looked at him as if staring through his soul. Because your world is next. And you. You're not afraid to be alone. Silence filled the room. Jayden finally broke it. They're already watching us. That red ship? It hasn't moved. Her expression changed. Fear. But something else. Guilt. I didn't just hide here, she said. I sent a false trail, a decoy signal. I thought it would keep them away, but they're smarter now, faster. You led them here, Jayden said, voice tight. I didn't mean to, she snapped. I didn't know this place was still. Active. I thought it was abandoned. Jayden rubbed his face. This was bad. Worse than bad. He was a technician, not a warrior, not a spy, not a savior. He sighed. What do they want from you? Just your knowledge. She shook her head. Not just knowledge. I carry something, a living archive. Every memory of my people, every code, every song, every mistake. It's stored in me, biocoded, sealed with my DNA. If they get me, they don't just destroy me. They erase everything. Jayden stared at her. You're a library. And a warning, she added. They were quiet again. Then Luna's voice spoke. Alert, the foreign vessel has activated a scanning pulse. Jayden's heart jumped. They found us? Unknown. But they are no longer idle. Nara stood shakily. We have to move. If they trace the pulse signature back to me, they'll breach the satellite. There's nowhere to go, Jayden snapped. We're in orbit, no weapons, no escape pods, just me, you, and a sarcastic AI. Luna added, I prefer the term sassy. Jayden ignored her. Nara's eyes flashed. There is one way, a neural link. If you connect with me, we can mask my presence inside your brain. It's dangerous, but it will confuse their scanners. Jayden's eyes widened. Wait, you want to hide in my head? I can fold my signature inside your neural patterns. like painting over a message with another color. Side effects? She hesitated. Headaches, memory loss, possibly shared dreams. Jaden sighed. Great. Why not throw in voices and glowing teeth while we're at it? But he didn't say no, because deep down something had changed in him. He felt it when she looked at him. This wasn't just a mission anymore, it was his story now. Jaden sat in the medical pod. Wires connected his skull to a glowing crystal Nara placed on his forehead. She placed her hand gently over his heart. This will hurt, she whispered. I already hurt, he replied. The machine activated. White light exploded in his eyes. He screamed, saw flashes, strange cities, twin suns, rivers of glass, laughter in a language he didn't understand, and then darkness. When he opened his eyes, everything felt sharper. Colors, sounds. Even his heartbeat sounded louder. He turned to Nara. Did it work? She nodded. You're carrying me now. Jaden shook his head. You owe me a drink after this. Luna chimed in again. The foreign ship is now approaching at increased speed. Nara's face went pale. They're coming fast. Jaden stood. Then we better get ready. What will you do? She asked. He looked out the window at the red ship. His voice was low. I don't know yet, but if they want to erase us while they picked the wrong species, he smiled faintly. Because humans were stubborn as hell, secrets in the system. Jaden woke up with a sharp pain in his head. His thoughts felt heavy like they had been running all night without him. Luna, he whispered. Yes, Jaden. How long was I out? 18 hours. Neural link. Recovery period complete. Brain activity stabilized, however. There's something you should see. Jaden groaned and sat up. The lights flickered. That was the first red flag. Don't tell me we've got another power failure. No, worse, Luna said. We've been hacked. Jaden's eyes snapped open. What? How? Unknown, but internal systems were accessed remotely, at least 2 hours ago. He rushed to the control deck, heart racing. The screen showed flickering lines of code. Some logs were missing. Security cameras had gone black for exactly 19 minutes, and, in the corner of the screen, a blinking message. We see you. Jaden's blood turned cold. He looked over his shoulder. The room felt darker. He didn't like how quiet it had become. Where's Nara? He asked. She is not in her chamber, Luna said. Jaden ran. The door to the storage room was open. Too open. Inside. Empty. The blanket she slept in was torn, but there were no signs of struggle, just one thing, a symbol. Burned into the wall with something hot and precise. A strange black spiral, with a single dot in the center. Jaden stared at it, heart pounding. Suddenly, a voice echoed from the hallway. Behind him. Don't move. Jaden spun. Nara stood there, holding a tool that looked like a modified plasma cutter. Her expression was hard, different from before. Focused. Whoa. Whoa. Jaden raised his hands. What's going on? She lowered the tool. I had to erase my energy trail. I was never meant to stay in one place this long. They're scanning for me now, through systems, radiation fields, light waves, everything. Yeah, I noticed, Jaden said, nodding toward the screens. They hacked us. Nara shook her head. No, they didn't. That message wasn't from the Hollow. Jaden frowned. Then who? She stepped closer, her voice quiet and grim. Someone on your side. Silence. What do you mean, my side? There are humans who've already made contact, she said. People who think the Hollow are gods, that erasing the past is mercy. They call themselves the Cleansed. Jaden backed away slightly. You're telling me humans help these things? Some, she nodded. They believe Earth will be spared. If it forgets everything, Jaden sat down slowly. That's insane. Nara looked at him with deep sadness. Desperation makes people do strange things. You of all people should know that. He didn't ask what she meant. He knew. Jaden wasn't a hero. He had once tried to disappear too. He had joined this satellite project because he didn't want to feel anymore. No family, no war, no noise. Now the universe had dropped a glowing alien girl and a memory-wiping machine cult in his lap. So much for peace and quiet. Suddenly, the screen flashed again. A new message appeared. Transmission incoming. Auto-decrypting. Jaden stared. No, shut it down, he yelled. I can't, Luna said. It's too fast, Static hissed. Then a voice crackled through, but it wasn't alien, it was human. Jaden Moore, if you're hearing this, you're already dead. Jaden froze. I know what you're hiding, the voice said, calm, cold. And I know what you've let into our system. You think she's a victim. She's a weapon, a bomb made of memory. And when she breaks, everything you know goes with her. The message ended. Silence. Jaden looked at Nara. What the hell was that? Nara looked shaken, but she didn't speak. Jaden stepped forward. You told me you were the last of your kind. You told me they wanted to erase history, but now they say you are the weapon. Nara didn't answer. Jaden's voice rose. What else haven't you told me? She looked at him with glowing eyes, full of something ancient. I was created, she said finally. Not born, not in the human way. I was built to carry history, but also to protect it. If the hollow reach me, a final sequence activates. Jaden stepped back. What kind of sequence? Her voice was low. A memory storm, a psychic blast. It would erase them, but also anyone connected to the network. Entire planets could go dark. Jaden stared at her in horror. You're a nuclear bomb, made of memories. She nodded. I'm sorry. Suddenly the red ship outside began to move again. Luna's voice came through. Hostile vessel approaching, 500 kilometers and closing. Jaden slammed his fist into the console. We need help, now. He opened a back channel, a secret frequency used by deep space scientists. He spoke into the mic. This is Jaden Moore of Satellite 9. I have a Class X contact. Alien life form on board. We are under threat. I repeat, we are under... The system crashed. The lights went out. Emergency red lights flickered on. Outside, the red ship blinked. Like a warning. They're jamming everything, Jaden whispered. No, Nara said. They're coming inside. A low humming started. The floor began to shake. Jaden grabbed the emergency toolkit. Can we fight them? Not with tools, she said, stepping closer. But with your mind. He blinked. Oh, come on, not again. She reached out, placed her hand on his temple. The room exploded with white light. Suddenly, he saw them. Not through cameras, not through walls, through her memory. Tall, dark creatures, hollow, skin like shadows, eyes like mirrors. They weren't machines, but they weren't alive either. They walked without sound, thought without words, and they were already inside. Jaden gasped, falling to one knee. We have minutes, Nara said, breathing hard. You have to make a choice. What choice? She looked straight at him. Do you want to hide? Or do you want to fight back? Jaden looked toward the door. It began to hiss open, slowly. Footsteps echoed. He clenched his fists. His voice was quiet but strong. Let's make history hurt. The hunt begins. The door hissed open like a warning breath. Jaden grabbed the metal rod from his toolkit. Because when aliens break in, of course all he has is a glorified crowbar. A thick fog crept into the corridor from outside. Not smoke, not gas. It shimmered, like liquid shadow. From behind him, Nara whispered, It's not real fog. It's memory bleed. They've activated a distortion field. Cool, Jaden muttered. Can they distort themselves off my ship? No response. Because right then, something moved in the fog. Jaden froze. He could hear footsteps, but they weren't normal. Each step was too slow, too smooth, almost like the sound was being played backwards. He leaned over to the side to peek and saw it. A hollow hunter, 8 feet tall, thin like a stretched wireframe skeleton, but covered in a dark skin that looked like oil in sunlight. No mouth, no nose, just a reflective face like glass, and in the reflection Jaden saw himself screaming, even though he wasn't. Yet. Back! Nara pulled him into the next room, slamming the blast door shut behind them. Jaden gasped. How many are there? I sensed 3, but 1 is enough. You're not exactly selling hope right now. She didn't smile. They don't kill fast, they erase, piece by piece. A horrible thought hit him. Wait, Luna. Is she still online? No AI can survive long in their presence, Nara said grimly. But then, Luna's voice crackled through, glitched but alive. I'm still here, mostly, scared but loyal. Jaden almost cried with relief. Can you track their positions? Only when they shift the distortion field. I'll update you when I can, but you need to move. They're sweeping the station. He looked at Nara. Where do we go? We have to reach the main memory core, she said. If they access it, they'll wipe this place from the universe, like it never existed. Jaden blinked. You mean the logs? No, she said softly. I mean the idea of this place. If they touch the core, even Earth will forget you were here. Your name, your life, gone. Jaden cursed under his breath. Lead the way. The run through the corridors was quiet, too quiet. Every few feet the lights flickered. Jaden saw glimpses of things that weren't there. Faces in walls, shadows, that blinked. His childhood bedroom flashing for half a second before turning into a hallway again. What's happening to me? He asked. The link, Nara said. You're beginning to see what I see. Your mind is syncing with mine. Is that a good thing? Ask me later, if we survive. They reached an intersection. Jaden paused. Footsteps. Again. 2 figures, this time. One on the ceiling. I have an idea, Jaden whispered, pulling Nara into a side chamber. It was a hydroponic lab, plants growing in glowing tubes. Useless now, but one wall had a manual pressure release. He began twisting it open. What are you doing? Nara asked, creating a distraction. Jaden, the Hollow don't fear distraction. They do if it comes with oxygen loss. Before she could stop him, he hit the emergency purge. The chamber's far end exploded open, sucking out the plants, furniture, and most importantly, the 2 hunters. They weren't pulled violently. Instead, they floated out calmly, like they didn't care. One turned its head toward Jaden midair. Its hand reached toward him. Just before the blast, door slammed shut. Jaden turned around, breathing hard. One small step for man, one giant leap for badass space janitor. Nara didn't laugh. They'll be back, that only slowed them. Jaden shrugged. Then we'd better move faster. They reached the memory core. It was a large, glowing sphere suspended in midair with thousands of fiber strands hanging like a jellyfish. Nara approached it slowly. If I bond with this, I can erase their tracking. I can hide us fully, but... Jaden raised an eyebrow. But... if they catch me mid-link, they could overwrite the memory core with themselves. They'd be in your systems, your AI, your databases, your satellites. Sounds like a big gamble. It is. Jaden thought for a second, then nodded. Do it. Nara walked into the chamber and placed her hand on the sphere. The lights dimmed. She started glowing. Jaden stood, at the door, holding the metal rod, listening. The hallway was too quiet again. Then, clang. A sound behind him. Jaden turned around just in time to see the last Hollow Hunter standing at the far end of the corridor, and this one was different. Its body was covered in golden scars. Its face, twice, the size of the others. In its hand, it held a small object. Jaden's heart dropped. It was his necklace, one his sister gave him before she died. The hollow crushed it. Jaden's rage hit him like a punch to the chest. The thing wasn't just erasing history, it was taunting him with it. "Hey!" he yelled. The hollow began walking forward. Jaden didn't run. He charged, metal rod in hand, scream in his throat. The fight was short and stupid. Jaden hit it once. It didn't flinch. It grabbed him by the throat and lifted him off the ground. He kicked and struggled, but the thing didn't even blink. Inside the chamber, Nara screamed, "Let him go!" She raised both hands, now glowing like a star. The memory core behind her pulsed. The hollow turned its head toward her. And that was its mistake, because Jaden, half choking, raised the plasma torch from his tool belt and jammed it into the creature's chest. The light flared, bright white-blue. Fire, and the hollow screeched like a broken machine. It dropped Jaden and collapsed. Smoke, silence, breathing. His, hers. Just silence. Jaden rolled onto his back. That counts as a win, right? Nara helped him up. They'll send more. That was just a scout commander. He looked at her. Then next time, we send a message. She tilted her head. What kind of message? Jaden smiled, blood in his teeth. That humans don't forget. That we remember everything. And we don't run from nightmares. We light them on fire. The human plan. Jaden didn't sleep that night. Again. He just sat on the cold floor of the satellite corridor, back against a wall, staring into space while Nara rested nearby, still glowing faintly, still partly connected to the core. One hollow was dead. Two had been blasted into vacuum, but they were scouts, probes, just a taste of what was coming. Jaden knew this wasn't over, not by a long shot. He stared at the emergency communicator. Broken, useless. The hollow had damaged every long-range system they had except Luna, Jaden said quietly. Yes, the AI answered, voice still a little glitched. Do we still have quantum bounce capacity? Silence. Then a cautious reply. One shot, one short-range bounce. Not far, but maybe far enough. Jaden stood. That's all I need. Back. On Earth, deep underground beneath the old mountains of Eastern Europe, there was a facility no one talked about. Not government. Not military, just off the record. Its name, Project Backdoor. And it existed for one reason, to listen for signals that shouldn't exist. Signals like the one Jaden just fired from space. The transmission hit Earth like a stone skipping across a black lake. It bounced through clouds, satellites, towers, until finally it reached an old terminal hidden behind 2 meters of steel and silence. Inside, a woman woke up, gray hoodie. Coffee in one hand, half a cigarette in the other. Her name was Kala, and she wasn't just smart. She was the kind of dangerous smart that makes governments nervous. The alert blinked on her screen. Incoming signal. Encryption level. Pre-breaker. Origin Satellite 9. She stared. Jaden Moore, she whispered. A ghost name. A man she once knew. A man who disappeared into orbit and never came back. She clicked play. Jaden's face appeared. Rough, bleeding, glowing light behind him. Kala, if you get this, I'm probably dead. But if not, I need your help. And Earth needs to wake the hell up. I found something. A girl. An alien. She's not the threat. But the ones after her, they want to wipe us from history. Literally. They don't kill people. They delete existence. We killed one. Barely. But more are coming. And I've only got one brain and a glowing friend to stop them. I need a way to upload her knowledge into me. Safely, permanently, without losing who I am. Can you do that? If you can, contact me on Bounce Channel Echo 2 and hurry, because they're coming, and we're not ready. I'll wait 24 hours. After that, I start improvising. The message ended. Kala lit the other half of her cigarette and smiled. Still dramatic, Jay. She turned to the console. Let's save the idiot. Back on Satellite 9, Jaden stood near the memory core, watching Nara float just above it like she was half asleep and half electrified. Suddenly a voice buzzed in his head. not his ears. Nice hair, spaceman. Still using duct tape as a lifestyle? Jaden blinked. Kala? Echo 2 bounce confirmed. Your signal made it. You've got my attention. Jaden grinned. You have no idea how happy I am to hear your sarcasm again. Yeah, don't get soft on me. Now listen, what you're asking is possible, but risky. You'll need to map her entire memory into a synthetic cortex, then sync it with your own brain through neural threading. Jaden scratched his head. You're gonna have to say that in dumb guy with a wrench terms. Fine. I'm going to turn your brain into a hard drive. Her knowledge will live inside you. You'll still be you, but you'll start becoming more than that too. Jaden paused. Will I lose myself? Maybe not, but you'll never be the same. He looked at Nara. She opened her eyes, as if she had heard everything. I trust you, she said softly. Jaden looked up at the stars outside the window. Let's do it. The process hurt. It wasn't fire or cutting or electricity. It was something else. Weight. Thoughts that weren't his. Emotions that weren't his. Memories he didn't recognize but felt as deeply as his own. He saw a child playing with glowing orbs on a world with 6 moons, a farewell ceremony for a dying star. The last moment of a people standing hand in hand as their world vanished in silence. It was too much. Jaden screamed. When he woke up, it was silent. No lights. Just the humming of the core, now dim. Kala's voice returned. You survived. He blinked. Barely. How do you feel? Jaden sat up. I remember everything. That's impossible. Jaden looked at the walls. The station design, 1382 micro routes, all memorized. The Hollow's language? I can read it now. Jaden. I remember her. He stood. Something in his eyes had changed. Not glowing. Not inhuman. But ancient. Nara looked at him. You carry my people now, she whispered. No, Jaden said. I am your people now. Kala's voice returned, urgent. Listen up. We've got a problem. Jaden frowned. What kind? Your signal. It triggered something. Earth's off-world defense system just got flagged. The Hollow aren't hiding anymore. They're coming. And not just for you, they're coming for Earth. Jaden clenched his fists. Then it's time Earth stopped pretending to be small. He turned to Nara. Can we stop them? She nodded. With the right plan, yes. Jaden looked toward the dark. Well, time for the human plan. The battle for truth. Jaden stood at the viewport, staring at the Hollow fleet. They didn't arrive in silence this time. No more scouts, no more hiding. They wanted to be seen. 9. Black ships shaped like blades orbiting the satellite like vultures, each one dripping with energy that shimmered like oil and screamed like static. From this distance, the ships almost looked dead. But Jaden knew better. They're waiting, he said quietly. They're listening, Nara corrected. Luna's voice crackled through the comms. I've re-established partial control of the station, internal weapons, offline, shields fried. Good news, snack dispenser now gives double chocolate bars for free. Jaden smirked. We'll need those. Death tastes better with sugar. Kala's voice came through next, bouncing in from Earth. Jay, I've activated the mirror protocol. Memory backup complete. If they wipe the station, your mind is the last record. Jaden placed a hand on his temple. He could still feel the knowledge from Nara's people ticking away behind his own thoughts, like a second brain, always watching. Then we don't let them wipe anything, he said. The Hollow didn't wait long. An energy beam lanced from one of the ships hitting the station's hull, not with force but with something worse, a signal. Luna screamed. Jaden staggered. Nara collapsed to one knee. The beam wasn't breaking metal. It was attacking memory, corrupting data, turning systems into blanks. Even thoughts became fuzzy. Jaden! Nara gasped. They're trying to separate us. I feel it, he growled. My head, it's like they're pulling. They're targeting the neural thread, she said. If they snap it, your brain collapses. You'll lose me and yourself. Jaden staggered to the core room. I've got a plan, he muttered. Are you sure it's not a suicide mission? Kala asked through the comm. Kala, we passed suicide mission 2 parts ago, he said with a grin. The plan Jaden linked the station's dying systems to his brain, directly. I'm going to upload myself into the Hollow's data. Wave, he said. Wait, what? Kala replied. If they're trying to erase me, I'm going to ride the erasure back to their source. Jaden, that's not a plan, that's space insanity. I'm already halfway to alien, he replied. Might as well go full weird. The moment he connected, Jaden's world vanished. He wasn't in the station anymore. He was inside the signal, floating through black corridors made of pure memory. The walls whispered. His skin glitched. Words appeared and vanished in the air. You are nothing. History is dust. We are the blank page. But Jaden didn't run. He shouted back, I am the pen. Lightning struck the black sky, and then they saw him. The Hollow. Hundreds of them. Their eyes were mirrors. Each one showed a different version of Jaden, some dead, some broken, some begging. They circled him. You cannot protect her, they hissed. You are not enough. You are temporary. Jaden stepped forward. I don't have to last forever, he said. I just have to last long enough. He slammed his palm into the center of the signal and screamed. In the real world, alarms blared. The satellite trembled. Systems rebooted and failed. Luna, Kala's voice shouted. Status? Jaden has entered the Hollow's datanet, Luna replied. And he's punching it. Excuse me? I said oh dear, he's winning. Inside the data stream, Jaden's body became light, memory, power. The knowledge of the Valari burst out of him like a solar flare, scrolls of history, ancient languages, planetary maps, songs made from soundless chords. All of it smashed into the Hollow network. They screamed. For the first time, they recoiled. Jaden laughed. I'm just a mechanic, he said. A nobody, a quiet guy who didn't want to be noticed. He raised both hands. But now I'm every story you tried to erase. The Hollow lunged at him, too late. He activated the final command. Back in the station, the lights turned white. Every system roared back to life. The Hollow fleet began to spark. Ships cracked like glass. Their black shadows faded. The signal died. Jaden opened his eyes. He was back, breathing, shaking, but alive. Nara stood above him, tears in her glowing eyes. You did it, Jaden blinked. What happened? She helped him up. You gave them a virus, made of truth, of memory. You turned history into a weapon. Jaden looked out the window. Where once there were ships, there was only dust. Later, after everything, went quiet. Jaden stood alone in the observation deck. Nara joined him. The stars twinkled outside, brighter now, as if they remembered him. I don't feel like me anymore, Jaden said. You're more than you, she replied. You're a bridge, between what was and what might be. He nodded slowly. Do you think Earth is ready? No, she said. But you are. Jaden smiled. Then let's go teach them. Humanity, phew. Yeah. The silence after the battle was strange. Jaden stood at the observation window looking out into deep space. The stars felt different now, closer somehow, as if they had been watching, waiting for Earth to finally speak back. Behind him the station was quiet, wounded, but still alive. He was the same, and not the same. Luna's voice broke the silence. Incoming transmission, origin, Earth, military code. Jaden sighed. Patch it through. A man appeared on the screen, gray hair, cold eyes, uniform pressed so tight it looked painted on. Jaden Moore, this is General Elric of Earth Strategic Command. We received your transmission and your upload. Care to explain what the hell you just did? Jaden leaned closer to the camera. Saved your memory. The general didn't flinch. We've had reports, strange energy pulses, AI systems crashing and recovering, civilian memories of events that never happened. You tampered with global networks. I didn't tamper, Jaden said. I protected them. We were under attack by something Earth can't fight with guns. So you made yourself a weapon? I made myself a message, Jaden said, one they can't erase. Back on Earth, in every system that had touched Satellite 9, something had changed. Files people forgot they had suddenly reappeared. Memories of lost loved ones popped into dreams. Ancient languages began trending online. And across the world, people felt something strange. A pull. As if they were supposed to remember something bigger. They didn't know Jaden's name, but they were starting to feel his story. Nara joined him on the deck. Her glow was fainter now, calmer. Her energy was stabilizing. They know about you, now, she said. Earth's leaders, their agents. Jaden nodded. Let them come. If they want to ask questions, I've got answers. You're ready? He turned to her. I'm human, we're never ready. We just do it anyway. Earth's response, Jaden returned home 2 weeks later. Not to cheers, not to awards, just questions. Governments wanted to study him, control him, lock him away and file him under unknown threat. But Kala leaked everything. The footage, the memories, the holo, the signal, the proof, and Earth woke up. People flooded the streets. Not in fear, but in awe. The man they'd sent to space years ago, the one they forgot, had become something impossible. A messenger of memory, a protector of the past, a living archive of a lost alien race. And suddenly, the question wasn't, what is Jaden Moore? It was, what else is out there? Meanwhile, far beyond Earth in the dark corners of space the holo once ruled, other civilizations were stirring. The Valari's final message, the one Jaden carried, was echoing. One by one, ships began to turn. Worlds began to wonder. And enemies began to worry. Because for the first time in centuries, a new force had entered the stage. A species that refused to forget. A species that turned memory into fire. A species called humanity. The choice weeks later, Jaden sat in a hidden base, underground, surrounded by scientists, soldiers, diplomats, and Kala, now wearing sunglasses indoors just to be annoying. They stood before him and Nara with one question. Do we go public? Tell the world everything? Jaden looked around. Not yet. Murmurs filled the room. You said they're coming back. Someone said. They are, Jaden replied. But right now, they're confused, hurt, rebuilding. We have a window. What do you suggest? Jaden turned to the giant star map behind them. We build. We prepare. And we don't just survive the next attack, we meet it head on. He walked to the center of the room. We make Earth the place that remembers every fallen species. Every voice lost to silence. Every history wiped away. We become the archive of the galaxy. Kala smirked. You mean we turn Earth into a library? Jaden smiled. No. We turn Earth into a lighthouse. The final scene back on Satellite 9, now repaired, upgraded, and orbiting a new position near a wormhole, Jaden stood alone again. Only now, he wasn't lonely. He was watching, listening, waiting for the next signal. Behind him, a new section of the station pulsed with life. The memory chamber. A vault built by humans, powered by alien tech, protected by both. Inside, hundreds of glowing crystals floated, each one containing the story of a world the holo had tried to erase. And one crystal glowed brighter than the rest. Jaden placed his hand on it. Inside, he saw the face of a little girl with silver hair smiling under 6 moons. He smiled back, then turned to the stars. "Come on then," he whispered. "Let's see what else you thought you erased."